Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 20 short format review. So, Grizzly Dark Wintergreen Pouches. What is it? Taking a look at the can, this is the new can design. Alright? It is a devastatingly good looking can, in my opinion. That said, the older can was much easier to denote as being a pouched product. This one, you're going by pouches right there in small print, and the banding and border between the upper and the warning label being in a gold. And that's it. Now, this is the only Dark Series pouched product. So, there is not a mint version in pouches or a Dark Select, obviously. As I said, it was a little bit easier to see on the old can. However, besides that, overall aesthetics, in my mind, this is the much better looking can. Okay? Rims raised. The banding here with Dark Fire Tobacco is raised. Grizzly Dark, and that border between the upper and the warning label. Going around to the side, you have branding. This is 100% American tobacco, of course, as is all Grizzly Dark products. The bear is actually textured. There's a slight rise where the bear is. The banding is in a gunmetal gray. Barcode and the weight of these Grizzly pouch products, just as the regular line, is 0.84 net weight ounces. And then you have manufacturer's information. This is a product of the American Snuff Company of Memphis, Tennessee. And then more branding. Going to the back, you have another gunmetal gray upper, flavor pouches. In the middle, that is the date code. The date on this is you're going by the last letter and number. So this is D9, which would be April 2019. 5 months out from that, it will be coming to the end of its date by this end of this month. So it's a little towards its end, but I'm not overly worried about it. All right, so I'm going to pop into this, or cut into this. Now, I had not pointed out before anywhere on news or anything that I would be doing pouch products in this. Now, I did make a comment on the last news about the series being extended to second tier products. Pouch wise, that doesn't really change anything except for Timberwolf. Timberwolf has pouches, and that is a big portion of that line. So really, I always intended to do premium pouches within the series. I didn't exactly point it out. But, okay, so we have pretty moist for Grizzly. Of course, all of their dark line tends to be moister than their regular line products. But they're fairly moist pouches, and they're really dark. Although you get the feeling that the pouch material is a darker brown itself, even before tobacco is put in it and it gets damp. There are darker spots to it, though, where the tobacco is coming up in full contact with the pouch material. So let me get one out here. Yeah, they're really moist, actually. So that's what you're looking at. They're pretty plump and fluffy, and they feel good, actually. There's moisture on my fingers. It's not really showing, but... All right, so I'm going to throw 2 of these in. I'm going to hit the pause button to let it get going, I suppose you'd say. I always do 2 pouches at a time. It's just... Even with those Copenhagen packs, I did 2 at a time. Back in a moment. And I am back. So, Grizzly Dark Wintergreen pouches. What is it? It is a pretty good tasting, actually, wintergreen. It's subdued, sort of as the regular dark wintergreen is, in line with the Copenhagen Smooth Wintergreen and I would say the Red Seal Wintergreen. That said, out of the three that I just mentioned, this is the only one available in pouches. If you were a guy that for whatever reason prefers or needs to use a pouch product, this is sort of the only game in town when it comes to a subdued wintergreen. So take a good look, because that's what you're going to be looking for. This actually, now I did not overly notice this before. This is coming off to me tonight as sweeter than I haven't had a regular Grizzly pouch for a while, or a regular Grizzly, wintergreen or anything real recently, and this seems sweeter to me for whatever reason. I don't know if that is the actual reality of it or if I'm getting something crossed in my head, but this is seeming like a sweeter, not a Copenhagen sweet wintergreen, not Copenhagen sweet. But this seems sweeter to me than their regular line wintergreen. That's how it's striking me tonight. I doubt I said that in the original review of this. So, nicotine's good. There is a little bit of a burn going on. I probably, even if I wasn't doing this video, would move it around to the side. I probably wouldn't keep it up front. There is a bit of a burn. At cut's not going to matter really because it's in a pouch, so moving around and whatnot isn't an issue. Nicotine's definitely there. The flavor I'm sort of digging. I mean, it's not going to make my top wintergreens by any means, but it's all right. It seems sweeter to me, and the packaging, as I said, now if the can when I opened it up looked a little bit not filled to the top, that's because I didn't realize until the break I had pouches stuck to the lid. So there were actually, let me make sure they're not. So I got two in my mouth now, and it still, looks like it did before. So, fairly good tasting, slightly reserved wintergreen. Little sweet, but the dark fired is definitely there. Nicotine is definitely there. There is a little bit of a burn. And that is really, gentlemen, what it is. So this has been the What Is It review of Grizzly Dark Wintergreen pouches. I am the Suit&Tie, Dip&ChewGuy, and I do hope you all are well. God bless.